Hello and welcome to another episode of GCTV. That sounds awful. I mean, I'm going to do millions of these things. Today we are looking at Messenger, and we are taking a look at the brand new eCards and eMerge documents facility. eCards we've had for a very long time in Messenger, certainly since the Messenger went online. And eCards are and were designed to be able to provide an easy way for schools to be able to send certificates, electronic certificates home, or anything else that they wanted to alert parents to in a graphical fashion. Typically these were kind of attendance certificates or merit certificates, things like that. The ability to do that particular piece of it is not very difficult. What customers and schools always found very difficult was producing their own eCards, which, to be honest, in the old way is quite fiddly. Need a little bit of knowledge of code and things like that, which we knew we wanted to change. So what we're going to explore today is the brand new eCards facility, which removes a lot of the need, in fact all of the need for doing any code, and a lot of the need to do anything in Messenger itself. The majority of the tooling to produce the eCard itself is done within Microsoft Word, which, to be fair, nearly everybody should know enough of, and we're going to go through the various steps today to do that. So what we're going to take a look at here is how to do that and how to interact with eCards. So the new eCards menu is found under Tools. There we go, and under Libraries, and under Manage Merge Document. So we'll open that up. So what we can see we have on here is, oh, I've gone too far there we go. What we can see here is the various different merge documents or eCards that we have got available. On this demo school that we're looking at here, we have produced a group called a number of sample eCards. And in fact, these sample eCards are the top 10 used under the old eCard system. So these are the top 10 old eCards. We've reproduced them in the new format for you. We may add more templates from group call as time goes on, and they will be added to this top section up here, standard group call templates. These are the ones that we'll provide for you. You can't do anything with these, you can't edit these ones. You can download them and edit them and upload them as your own versions, but you can't change the original ones. That was another problem we found with the older eCard system, is that it was actually very difficult for us to make any changes or add new ones without affecting the ones that you had already done yourselves. And then what you've got below that is your school templates. So these are the ones that you have produced. These are the ones that you own, and you can do with what you want with them. You can delete them, you can add to them, you can change them. So we've got a number in here already, and we'll return to this area a little bit later on to upload the eCards themselves. But what we're going to do first is we're actually going to produce a brand new eCard from scratch. So what we do with this is we're in Word, and what we're going to do is we're going to add a background image. Now I'm going to just pause that for a second now, and in case you didn't know, this is a pre-recorded video like all these ones I do, so I'm going to stop and start this as I go along. The eCards, we found the easiest way to do this is for you to produce a background that is a single image. In previous eCards incarnations, what schools tried to do was create a composite image or a composite document in the code by adding lots of documents, and what we found was that as things got added, as words got added, pictures changed, pictures moved about, all the formatting went out and it all went all over the place. It just didn't look right. It took a lot of effort to get it right. So what we try to encourage is that you do as much of this in a single image, and you do it in Word as well, so that actually everything is all in one place. That may mean you have to go off and get these certificates produced. You may have to get your graphic artist to produce these sorts of things, but it really is the best way of achieving this. The only thing that we're not going to do is any of the text that's going to change. So if you're going to put things like the student's name, head teacher's name, the date of the certificate, maybe even the achievement, if you want to make it a generic certificate, if you want to put the achievement on there as well, leave those separate though, because we're going to add those in a special way in a moment. So what we're going to do is we are going to go and add a background image on here. That didn't turn out particularly well, so let's go and turn this one around. Come on, Graham, remember your word tools. There we go, turn it round. And so we're going to make it a little bit bigger. So all the same sort of tools that you will be used to using in Word. We're not doing anything clever here. We're literally just putting an image onto the screen that we're going to use as our background. Typically we try to make this as big as possible. I'm going to pause that there for a second. So change the margins down to being as narrow as possible. Let it catch up a little bit. There we go. Make it a little bit bigger. No, too big. Try again. There we go. Come on, catch up. So what we're going to do here first is we are going to add a text box. That's going to contain the special piece of information, what we call the merge field. Now this merge field, like a mail merge, is the information that will come out of a database, in this case Messenger, to populate this and to make it an individual document or an individual certificate in this case. So we're going to insert what I call a merge field, and to do that we go into insert in Word, we go into insert, we go to quick parts, and we go to the option that says field. So the first thing we're going to do before we go to that as well is we're going to just check on what fields are available. So we can switch back to Messenger just briefly. And at the top on the Manage Merge Document Template screen, we have added a button, a little pop-up menu, to show you all the different merge fields that are currently available within Messenger. So these typically are ones that are either reserved, those things like dates and times, or they are information fields that have been pulled out of your MIS. They might be custom fields or even custom merge fields. There is another video for that, so go and check that one out on the YouTube channel. But they are all there and available to you, and importantly they will tell you what the merge field code is called, and these are typically encased within $signs. Go and have a look at these, see what's available, see if it meets the one that you want. We'll come back to if they don't in a moment. If they do, the easiest thing to do is copy and paste this from the screen, because we're going to go and use this in a second. You can type them out, but what is vitally important is you do add the $sign at the front and the back, because if you don't, this won't work properly. So I want a student name, so I'm going to copy and paste the student name field on here. I'm going to go back into Word, and now we're going to carry on with this. So what we're going to look for on this left hand menu is the one that's called Merge Field. That's the only one that we want to use. In the field name, we're going to put that, in this case, student name, $, so copy and paste from Messenger. We've got some formatting options on here as well, so we can go and change that if we really want to. I'm not going to do anything for the moment, and then we'll continue and go OK. And this will then appear within our document, in our box where we had our cursor. And we can do some formatting on this here as well if we want to. So any formatting that we apply to this field here will appear in the certificate. So if I bolden it, if I change the colour, as I'm going to do now, make the text bigger, that is what will appear on the certificate at the end. I'm going to add some more fields as well. I'm going to speed this one up a little bit. What we do have the option to do, as I said, you can either free text those merge fields in. So if I want to put the date in, I can just type that particular one in. What I can also do as well is if there is a field that I want to use, or a piece of information I want to use but it isn't available within Messenger, I can still use that. So when we have a look at the teacher, if we want to put the teacher's name onto the certificate, we can see that. We can see how to do that on here. So what I can see, just checking in Messenger, teacher name isn't an available field to put onto here. So I'm going to add this anyway because I still want that on my certificate. And what this will do is we'll do what we call a dynamic token. This means that every time you go to run the certificate, you'll be asked and prompted to enter the teacher's name, because of course every teacher, you don't want to use this certificate for just one class, you want to use it for all your classes, and so this teacher name will be prompted each time you want to use certificate, so it can be used in any eventuality. And I go through exactly the same process. I want to add a field, I want to add a merge field. This time I'm going to just free type the name in. I'm going to call this one teacher. Again, it's very important that we encase it within the dollar signs, because if it doesn't work properly. Messenger doesn't know it's a merge field that we want to be putting in here. And I'm going to save this document somewhere that I can come and get at it again later. There we go, it's saved. And that's it, that's Word done. I can close this down and I can come back to Messenger now. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to upload this template. There we go, I've uploaded it into here. There we go, Smile Certificate 1 has been added on here. And what I can now do is I can now preview this. I want to see what it looks going to look like at the end. So I preview it, and I'm prompted for some fields. Some of them will already be known, but most of them won't, because this is a preview. When you come to run this certificate, and we'll come to this in a moment, a lot of these fields will already be filled in. Things like the date, because it will know it's today, the student name, because it's going to run through every student that's going to receive the certificate when you send a message, perhaps to an entire group. It's going to know the student name that appears on here. It won't know the teacher though, because teacher isn't available within Messenger as a field, so we're going to have to add that. Because this is a preview and this is kind of sits outside of all of that, it's going to ask for some information. And there we go, it's downloaded the eCard. So let's go and open that up and see what that looks like. And there we go, so I've got Mark Smith on there, my certificate, the date and the teacher's name. Brilliant, fantastic. And now what I want to do is I want to go and send this certificate off to a group of children, where we've had the parents of the students. It's just like sending any other message. I won't bore you with the details of doing that, because I hope by now you already know how to send messages within Messenger, so we'll skip past this very quickly. And if you've not already seen, because this has been out for a little while now, we've got a brand new feature on here, there's a button on here that says attach a merged document template. So that's what we're going to use here. That's a special type of attachment, and it will only pick up attachments from your merged document library. And what that is designed for is to send a unique document, a unique certificate in this case, to every single parent, unlike a normal attachment where it just sends the same attachment with the same contents over and over again. And you notice down the bottom here as well, I have the dynamic tokens that I spoke about earlier. So in this case it's only the teacher one that it doesn't know about, so it's going to ask for that one again every single time I want to send it, and I can go and edit that to be a new teacher's name there as well. And that's it, we go off and send it, and that's the certificate sent away. It's not just certificates that we can use for this as well. You can in fact put any type of merged document into Messenger to use for this purpose. So another good purpose, and actually when we first built this we never really anticipated that it could be used in this way fully, but actually as a byproduct and as a very positive fallout from that, you can put any type of merged document into Messenger, as long as you edit it in a particular way. So in fact you can put all of your merged documents that typically you'd be using now, you'd be producing letters for to send home, actually with a little piece of editing in there just to put those specific merged fields in and into the Messenger format, that you can actually go and put these into Messenger and use those electronically from now on. So one example on here is a contact details update form or letter or check, typical thing every school needs to use. And so here's a letter that is an individual letter showing individual documents on here that can be sent out as an attachment, as a mail merge to the parents, and job done. You know, we don't need to be sending those letters out anymore. And that's it. That's the new eCards. That's the new mail merge or email merge facility within Messenger. I hope you find that useful. Don't forget, if you have any questions or comments or ideas, or anything that you'd like to see on GCTV, or any questions that you'd like answered on air, please email them to me at gctv@groupcall.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter as well. Details are below, and I will see you on the next episode. Thank you very much. Ba 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 ba.